Go for it.
Let's talk about privilege while I'm eating my $100 ribeye. So I'm being accused, let's summarize. I'm being accused of not providing opportunity for those who are not privileged by asking for a free internship. So the accusation is, I'm a millionaire, my friends involved in this project are millionaires, I shouldn't be cheap by asking for a free intern. In my opinion, they're getting tremendous value. So there's fair value exchange. So I've got no issue with asking someone to work for me for free. That's fine with this value exchange. That's intrinsic or different to material money. But that's not the criticism. The criticism is this is actually out of reach for many people because they are without the privilege of having time available as a resource and still able to support themselves. The criticism is basically they're unable to support themselves. And as I say that, I think that's pretty interesting because most people work for 40 hours a week? They have plenty more time. You can fit and yeah, sure, absolutely. I understand some people are working 3 jobs and 80 hours a week and they got, a million kids to feed and all that kind of stuff. I get that. But that cohort of survival struggle aside, most people have plenty of time to be on social media and watch TV. And if they wanted to start a side project, they would find the time to do that.
That's a very good point.
Amongst everything else.
And they're doing
amongst
it for
everything
free.
else. And they're doing that for free. They're doing that for free. So that's an option. That's one counter argument. Which this role would be perfectly fine for someone to work on part-time. Like I spoke to someone yesterday who wants to take on a role. I said, look, we don't have a budget yet. As soon as we get money coming in, we're going to be able to pay for everyone. But right now, we're just trying to stand this thing up. And everyone who's messaging me has no idea how many hours I'm asking someone to work for. No idea what the commitment is. No idea what the length of time is. No idea what I've got in my back pocket to potentially gift to this person for being involved in the project. They see millionaire asking for free work and they freak. Yeah, but isn't it interesting when someone that I follow, Ty Lopez, he posted up on his story, hey, I'm looking for someone to fly around the world with me and basically follow me, maybe make some content, learn from me, but I want you to basically be my gopher. Now, I don't know if he specifically said that it was unpaid or not, but I remember thinking to myself, holy fucking shit, I would drop everything I'm doing right now to work with. He's doing $800 million a year in his businesses. I would drop anything I'm doing right now to work with him. And so my curiosity is, and I messaged that to some of the people who asked me, would you work for Branson for free? Would you work for Steve Jobs for free? Would you work for someone else for free? And would you find a way to make it work even if you were in a tough situation? And whose responsibility is it, the situation that you're in right now? And I think it just, the roots of those criticisms come back to the age-old challenging conversation which comes up on Twitter and the woke police of, are people victims of their circumstance and are they victims of our current cultural system? Or do we all have the power and the opportunity to find our way through life and create our own opportunities? And that's the deepest question, which I think we're trying to work out. And I think we're trying to work it out. And I'm queer, brown, immigrant. So I have, even though I'm white appearing and maybe straight appearing and maybe very, cisgendered, basic bitch Australian appearing, but I came from an immigrant family, we're Arabs. and we're in a new country, and my family came here to try and to Australia. I'm in Manila now, but they came to Australia to try and make their way, right? So I've had a lived experience of scrambling in survival mode to build income and wealth. And now I went to a private school, right? I didn't grow up on the poverty line, but I've had experience of not having handouts, of not having family intergenerational wealth, of not being from an upper class family. My mum's a nurse, my dad's a builder. Now, there's plenty of people in different circumstances that are much harder than what I'm in, and in different economies that are in much harder circumstances, but they're my circumstance. So I think that's the root. I think that's the root of the conversation. I think when I posted, "Hey, there's millionaires looking for an intern," it ruffled those feathers of people who see privilege as automatically bad because they see the system is broken right now. And I know the system is broken for some people, but I don't think that makes millionaires inherently bad. They're my current thoughts. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.